It must be a terrible, terrible life to be a dog. I guess I don't understand. What's going on, everybody? It's your man with the plan, Shane Man 20. Got a relatively short video for you guys today. Plan on showing you guys what's exactly in these boxes. Now, if you guys will remember, a couple weeks ago, I told you guys I had some more parts for the truck. Still trying to get some other things lined up with other companies. That's kind of where I'm at right now. But if there's any kind of positive news that I can bring to you guys is that I do plan on making the orders this week and getting everything going because quite frankly I'm tired of waiting and I'm tired of making you guys wait. I don't think that's fair to you guys, and so it's time to get the ball rolling on most of this stuff and see where we can get. So without any further ado, let's open up these boxes. Now I think it's only fair that we open up the big box first because these little boxes mostly associate with what's in the big box. So let's open up the big box and see what's inside. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what we have right here is a composite intake manifold. This manifold, in case you guys can't tell, this is the L83 intake manifold. This is the intake manifold off the 6.2 liter V8. The reason I got this is because this is actually a pretty popular upgrade. A lot of guys will go out, get these L86 intakes or even the LT1 intakes from the Corvette and Camaro, and they swap those out with the LT1 throttle body because that's the only thing that'll fit on it, and they will run with that setup. Now here's the thing, if you're wanting to run with the LT1 intake manifold, here are some things you need to know. The big difference with the between the L86 or even your standard L83 intake manifold is that our intake manifolds point up. The throttle body positioning points up so that it's out and away and goes out. The LT1 is pointed down, and most of the reason why is so it can, not hit the hood. So that's part of the reason why a lot of guys, when they go to do that, they have to move pulleys around. They've got to get a different idler pulley and a new belt. If that's the least of your concerns, then that's something you guys can look into. It's still a relatively inexpensive thing to do. And of course, you can go with the bare essentials. You can get just the intake manifold and an LT1 throttle body and probably break even at about 300 bucks. It's a relatively cheap mod to do, and it actually doesn't require any tuning. However, to really reap the benefits of the whole intake manifold and throttle body swap, it's really advised to go on ahead and get a tune for it. There's also one other thing that I do need to get before we go full enchilada into all this stuff, and that's just simply to get braided stainless steel hosing for my catch can. And I'm going to get one other thing from GM Parts Direct or somewhere, wherever I can find this. I'm going to get the PVC hookups for the L86. Now, I'm not going to hook this directly back up to the PCV system. I'm getting the hose just so I can use the connectors. Now, most people would probably ask me, why don't you just use the ones that were off your L83, Shane? Well, I don't know if those will fit. Besides that, if I, for some reason, need to return the engine back to stock, I have everything there, no big issues there. It's not like it's going to hurt anything if I do. And just for reference for you guys, the L86, in order to make the whole system complete, you have to get an L86 or LT1 throttle body. Basically, to tell you the short of it, the L86 throttle body and the LT1 throttle body are basically the same thing. They are the same throttle bodies. They are the same GM part code, everything. They are the same thing. So when you go to look for a throttle body for this, you can simply use an LT1 throttle body. No big issue there. It's not going to hurt anything. You can either choose to go with the stock route, which is actually much cheaper. I really want to say it's like $115, $120. and maybe at the higher end of 150, but even then, you're still talking about having about 120 to 130 bucks just to get the intake, and you're still just short of $300. So it's really actually a nice cheap mod that you can do to your truck and not, you know, cost you a whole lot of money to do. But anyways, to move on, basically the only thing that's in these two boxes are gaskets. These are the intake manifold to cylinder head gaskets, which most people told me it's kind of irrelevant to buy those because you can reuse your stock ones with no issues. But I didn't want to take any chances, so I said screw it. I'll spend the extra money to just go on ahead and get get new gaskets and be done. And then also, this is the intake manifold gasket, which I at least thought I needed for sure, just in case it was a size difference in the O-ring seal, which I don't think there is. But in either case, I have all that. It's not a big deal. So yeah. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you guys have any questions about the intake manifold swap, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Like I said, it's a relatively cheap mod to do on top of other things that you want. Especially when you go to do this, one thing to keep in mind is that because you're changing intake and most importantly throttle body size, you're going to have a bigger intake tube. So if you're running your stock airbox setup, you're going to want to make sure to get the bigger air connector, or you can go out and go to your local hardware store and they can get you a decent sizable hose fitting to go over. I think it's like a 4-inch coupling, so I think that at least fits over the 87mm throttle bodies, which is what the L80 or the L86 and LT1 throttle bodies basically are. So with that said guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up because I really do appreciate it. Also, if this is your first time stopping into the channel, please hit that subscribe button because it means the world to me. And plus, with all the modifications that are coming to the truck, I know you guys are going to want to hit that subscribe button, so make sure to do that. Also, do not forget about that notification bell next to the subscribe button. Make sure to hit that so you are always notified of when I post new videos, because nobody likes being left out in the dark. I don't like being left out in the dark. So with all that said guys, hopefully you have a fantastic day and take it easy.